And you see Alice bring the ball up now to get Waikato into their first set. See that matchup between Jeremiah and Mariah Ropati will be an interesting one as we see Alice get a wide open three at the start of the game. Taniva Ropati bringing the ball up to the right wing. Ledger Walker is matched up on her. We see Smiler against Rangi Brown. Latu with the ball now. Oh, unlucky in and out for Ropati. See Ledger Walker with the ball now. Kick ahead pass. Tries to do work in the post, but Latu is a very strong presence in the post. Helped lead Auckland Grammar last year to a top 4 finish at secondary school nationals. Seeing good active hands there from Ropati, disrupting that Ledger Walker shot. As we see Jeremiah with a savvy off-ball cut to get a layup. However, it doesn't fall. Still 0-0 here after a minute. Rangi Brown with an errant pass. It's tipped. And Waikato back in possession. And a tough layup there, almost falls. But Wishiak with the foul there. Waikato straight into a huddle. It's a messy start to the game, but it's to be expected in a semi-final such as this. Teams start to feel each other out. They'll start to understand each other. And we're on the board, first points of the game with a free throw there. And Smiler hits both there to put Waikato up 2-0. Some full court pressure there, but Rangi Brown gets free. She moves it to Latu. Such an advantage having a mobile big like Latu, who has the ability to handle and attack closeouts. Not much player movement here for Waitakere as Rangi Brown dribbles the ball at the top for an extended period of the time, and another errant pass turns it over there. Coach Subritsky can't be happy with those first 2 possessions there with turnovers for them. As we see Alice getting into their set. Little horns action there coming off Jeremiah's screen. Really tough take, drives it right into the teeth of the defense, but Wosuriak hesitant to get that second foul, plants her feet and allows Alice to get that layup. Latu driving into 2. Balls moved to Rangi Brown, to Ropati now. Bit more off-ball movement in this set. And an aggressive drive forces help defense to foul. Score is currently 4-0 to Waikato after their 2 free throws and a layup. And Rangi Brown with their 3rd turnover already, just 2 minutes in. And almost a fast break layup result. Live turnovers like that are really dangerous because it affords the other team to go the other way and transition on a fast break where they might have a numbers advantage. Nice little baseline play, allows quite an open shot there for Smiler, and she nails it. Waikato now up 6-0 in the early stages of this game. See Waitakere's centre, and this is their advantage. Latu bringing the ball up. And a bit messy, but she manages to grab that loose ball and put it in, and that opens Waitakere West's account. They are now 6-2. See that horns action again, Alice coming off the screen. Rangi Brown with quick hands there, knocking it out of bounds. And yet another baseline set for Waikato. Ledger Walker organising her team for an out-of-bounds set. And they get Jeremiah this time on an open mid-range shot. And Waitakere's defense has to be more alert than that if they are going to compete with this strong Waikato side. This time we see Taniva Ropati bringing the ball up. And the ball goes to Rangi Brown, back to Ropati at the top. Rangi Brown, she's very savvy at that. She's awesome at drawing contact, creating contact from off-balance defenders, and she draws a foul there from Smiler and gets away to the free throw line. And it'll be important for her to sink these, get some easy points on the board for Waitakere in this early stage of the match. See Smiler having some words to the refs there, probably asking, did I foul her or did she come into me? But Refa Munson explains that call. Rangi Brown converts the 2 free throws, brings the game to a 4-point game, 4-8. Ledger Walker this time will use her horn set, comes off Polava, who dives to the rim. Alice with a nice little pass there to Smiler. Nice open shot, and Waikato are generating a lot of open shots just off this basic horn set, but they're running it really well. They've got their eyes up, they're seeing the floor. They're not necessarily forcing it to their diving bigs, but they're passing to the wing and getting it inside through passing and through dribbling. And Waitakere's defense just has to be a little tighter on that. See Latu forcing some one-on-one action there, and unfortunately is called for the travel. And that right now seems to be the difference as Waikato is up 10-4. Their offense involving a lot more movement, whereas Waitakere's offense is a lot more static, relying on one-on-one presence. Great little draw and dish there. Great ball movement from Waikato. Great off-ball movement from Polava. And we're coming into the timeout now. Waikato, Coach Corbin has been revving his troops up, probably emphasizing that they've been successful due to ball movement and due to player movement. All right, they've got Charlize Ledger-Walker, the best player on the floor, but they are not relying on any isolation sets or any individual brilliance in order to get this done. Waikato bringing the full court pressure, and that's great pressure there from Smiler. Rangi Brown moves the ball. Ropati swings it back to her. It's a nice little pass to the diving big. And we're seeing a wild shot, a 4 shot at the end of the shot clock. Needed to put it up, but Waitakere just unable to get anything going in this early stages. Great off-ball cut from Polava. Great little backdoor right into the key. Caught Waitakere napping. Unfortunately couldn't finish. Rangi Brown on the fast break now, and this is where she's dangerous. But great defense from Hiramaya, using her experience to just stay down, keep her hands up, and block all paths to the rim. Now we saw Rangi Brown throw a nice pass to Latu there on that last Waitakere possession, but the wings didn't cut and Latu didn't look to kick it out, which allowed Waikato to play great defense by double teaming Latu. Oh, great drive there from Alice. Got bumped and threw the shot up. That's savvy. When you hear that whistle and you throw that shot up, you've got a real good chance to get an and one play. As Alice did there, the ball dropped for her. And that puts Waikato up 14-4. And Waikato have been near perfect from the free throw line. 15-4, they look dominant in this early stage of the first quarter. Rangi Brown, a cross-court pass that's nearly picked off, but instead, Ropati gets it, is freed up, and cannot make the layup. Great kick ahead pass there. And Latu's called for a blocking foul. And Waitakere down this big early want to be careful of foul trouble. They can't afford right now for their best players to be sitting on the bench watching, because they keep getting called for fouls. Especially when Waikato have been this good from the free throw line. Hitting another free throw there, putting them up 17-4. Great denial defense from Waikato, forces a turnover. Ledger Walker, always dangerous, the ball in her hands. Nice pass there, great vision, and Waikato players just in the right spot, staying alert off the ball. Ledger Walker keeping her eyes up on the dribble, allowing her to throw a nice pass to a teammate. As we see Waitakere quite the opposite on the other end, unfortunately dribbling it out of bounds. Ledger Walker with the ball. Little horn set now, so 2 bigs at the top. Kicks it to the wing, Polava dives, and a wide open 3-point shot. And Waikato get the offensive rebound. Great to see players on the floor. Waikato get the ball back. Waitakere's defense has got to be more active than that. They can't allow wide open 3-point shots right now. They really need to be a bit more active on defense, all things considered. Oh, unlucky. Waitakere did a good job disrupting that baseline pass, but unfortunately once they collected the ball, they were out of bounds, and the ball go back to Waikato on the baseline. And again, shooters in the corner. Bang, she does not miss. Smiler with another three, 22-4 now. Waikato have blown out to a huge lead. Rangi Brown, ball at the top. An errant pass leads to another Waitakere turnover, and Ledger Walker ends up with the ball. So dangerous in transition. That time Waitakere do a great job tying her up, and she turns the ball over, but Waitakere give it straight back, and the junior tool firm, Kendall Keremiah, puts the ball in, and the score is ballooned out to a 20-point lead with 6.5 minutes being played. And Latu shooting a three. Waitakere get that rebound, unfortunately cannot finish. You see they're a bit out of sorts defensively as well. It's a 4-on-3 advantage now, but Waikato choose to hold it up with Alice now running through the horn set. Nice pass and a great block from Washicek. And we see our first substitutions of the game for the Waitakere team. Tyler Tuala has come into the game for Rihanna Rangi Brown. And a great baseline play leads to a Palava layup for Waikato. 26-4 right now. Waitakere really need to find something going. They need to look here to try and find some more ball movement. You see a couple of passes and a three-point shot here. It's at this point of the game where you want to try and get some sort of easy shots, some sort of layup at the rim, maybe get some free throws, a steal and a fast break layup perhaps. Something easy, get some points under your belt. But most of all, they've just got to lock up defensively right now. 26 points given up in just 7.5 minutes of gameplay. And a wide open three-point shot for Alice, and she hits it. Everything is dropping right now for Waikato, 29-4 in the early stages of this semi-final. Nothing is going right for Waitakere here. See Latu with the ball at the top. She's going to look to take Polava to the hoop. And Polava does a great job staying in front, but Latu showing her worth right there, getting a nice layup. And that's what Waitakere West need right now. Alice, she's feeling it and can't quite hit that, and they get the turnover. They're off on a fast break. Nice job on the fast break. Unfortunately, they just cannot finish that as Latu a bit too powerful on that layup. Oh, excuse me, that was Mariah Oropasi on that layup. But an excellent opportunity there on a fast break for Waitakere to get some more points on the board. And that's the sort of stuff they need. They need layups at the rim. They need good ball movement to try and open up Waikato's defense, which has been really solid thus far. Their full court pressure has certainly been causing Waitakere problems. And we see there another turnover. Ledger Walker with the ball in transition against Haropase. And we see another wide open three for Alice. And Waitakere really need to do something. They are leaving a lot of shooters open, and these shooters right now are proving that they can hit these shots. As we see another consecutive turnover from Tuala for Waitakere. And Waitakere really have got their heads down right now. No one really running back on that fast break, as Waikato have poured in 32 points in this first quarter so far. Some good movement here from Waitakere, stringing a few passes together, and unfortunately a third consecutive possession resulting in a turnover. Luckily they get it straight back. Good chance here to attack Waikato's defense, and they draw a foul, and that's what they need. Drawing a foul when you're down the advantages, the clock stops, so there's an opportunity for you to add some more points while the clock isn't moving. Still very early in this game. A lot of time for Waitakere to come back if they can keep their mettle, keep their head held high. Now that they have a bit of understanding of what Waikato's looking to do, how their defense operates, a bit more prepared for Waikato's full court press. They have every chance in the second quarter to close that gap slowly. as we see the second of those free throws being hit. So Waikato with the ball with 36 seconds left, might look for a 2-for-1 here, but unfortunately a travel. With 36 seconds left, it's always good to try and get 2 shots to the opposition's 1 shot to increase your chances of expanding the lead. So we see Waitakere now with the ball with 27 seconds left, and they might look to use this entire shot clock to shoot with 5 seconds left, meaning that Waikato may not get a shot up before this quarter time. 32-9 or 32-7 is much better than Waikato getting a shot up to score. And there's the shot they wanted, that early 3. Fortunately doesn't fall for them, but this gives, that shot with 9 seconds left gives Waikato another chance to shoot. And a foul there, not intentional, but a smart foul nonetheless, because that's only their 4th team foul, which means with 1.8 seconds left, Waikato have to go the whole court to try and score. And they're going to look for Jeremiah out of this. And they manage to find Alice wide open, and she hits it. And it's just, that is the story of the quarter. Right, ready for the start of the second quarter now. 35-7. Waikato have the lead over the Waitakere West. Waitakere have put Rihanna Rangi-Brown back in the game. They've kept their bigs out there. Number 43, Sylvia, and number 11, Mele Latu. And then they have the Ropati sisters out there, Taneva and Mariah, 41 and 44 respectively. Good movement here. And that's a tough shot really, but great job on the rebounds, Waitakere. And that gets some points on the board. They really need to stop right now to try and help this margin shut, as we see Waikato go into a different look here. Pin down screen for Berry into a middle on ball. And Waikato gets their own offensive rebound here. And again, Waikato gets another offensive rebound. And Waitakere, down by this much, need to do a better job rebounding the basketball. And they're getting out in transition now, which is what they want to do. And they want to get some early looks to help close this margin. And Ropati, fortunately, 1-on-2. That's a tough shot, but didn't fall for her. Ledger Walker now in transition. Very unselfish player, and a great little pass to her teammate. Berry swings the ball at the top, threatening to shoot a 3, eventually shoots it, and unfortunately doesn't fall for her. Rangi-Brown in transition now. This is what Waitakere want. This is what Rihanna Rangi-Brown wants to do, get out and run. Get some early points early in the shot clock. And Latu goes 1-on-2 and gets that layup to drop, and 1. You can see Waitakere's really relying on Latu to take her player from the top and finish some shots, and she is delivering in that last possession. Hitting that. Now it's 35-12, reducing that margin to 23. Waikato running that same set, getting a pin down for a shooter, and she nails the 3. Waitakere haven't seemed to recognise Waikato's ability to shoot the 3 ball and aren't stepping out onto shooters, as we see Waitakere get a much needed quick basket. Ledger Walker dribbles down the left again, as we see Jeremiah screening again, and Smiler gets to the top, uses that middle on ball, slices through the defense, and Ledger Walker with a great O board, kicks it out to Berry, and she'll get it back for the open 3 herself, and showing her class, her smarts, hits that 3. And when it rains, it's pours. Another 3 for Waikato. Latu again. Waitakere relying on her to do it all herself, and she is putting the team on her back, trying to get them back in this game. See Ledger Walker this time kicking it to the wing to an open Berry. Getting it back, as we see Smiler again getting at the top off the Jeremiah pin down. Jeremiah setting a middle on ball. And Ledger Walker wide open for 3 again. Oh, and you don't see that often. A very errant air ball from Ledger Walker. She comes up with the offensive rebound. Another smart backdoor cut from Jeremiah, but a mix-up between teammates and they don't quite get it. And another turnover from Waitakere. Hete catches it on the inside, back out to Berry. Nice ball movement, and they're attacking closeouts well, drawing a foul there from 41, Mariah Ropati, as we see Tyler Tuala into the game again for Waitakere, as they rest Sylvia, one of their bigs. Sideline set from Waikato, sees Ledger walk with the ball, and she'll use Jeremiah's screen. Jeremiah drives aggressively to the hoop, and Ledger Walker turns the ball over out of bounds. Rangi Brown against Berry, taking the ball up. Nice kick-ahead pass to Tuala, who semi-contested three-point shot from her, the confidence. And it does take just a couple of shots like that to gain momentum. Charlize Walker running their down play, as we see Jeremiah setting a down screen for Smiler, and they're going to look for Jeremiah in the post. And she kicks it to Hettig. Some inside passes in the middle there, but cramped a little bit on the spacing there. Perhaps not quite where they were supposed to be. And the ball is turned over as you see Paulava enter the game for Hettig now. So Waitakere using their advantage again, having their mobile big Latu bring the ball up against less mobile bigs perhaps for Waikato, which really eases that pressure as we see Rangi Brown shoot a contested three-point shot that's tipped. And they don't quite get back in transition, and Rangi Brown is called for the foul there. And Waikato will shoot two as they maintain the comfortable 23-point advantage as Berry goes to the line to shoot two shots. And she misses both there. Rangi Brown breaks Harriet Berry's ankles there. But Berry, great job hustling to get up and gets right back in front of Rihanna Brown. Last with the ball again. They're relying on her to make something happen almost every possession. And they get it straight back to her. And she takes the whole Waikato team on. And is unfortunately called for a travel as Jeremiah does a great job tying the ball up. As we see Annalena Crosby into the game for Tuala now. And we see Waitakere are in a man defense now, so hopefully they won't leave shooters as free as they did in the first quarter. As we see Jeremiah miss her three-point shot. Rangi Brown on the fast break. Nice pass to Crosby. Unfortunately don't finish in transition, but that's better from Waitakere. Causing turnovers and getting out and run. That's the game they want to do against this Waikato team, and if they can get some baskets going, they might see the margin close. We see Crosby bring the ball up against pressure. Her pass is tipped. And Waikato get another score of that through Smiler. Crosby again bringing it up against Smiler. Nice little behind the back move against Smiler's pressure. Rangi Brown gets it back to Crosby. And again they sort of clear out for Latu at the top as Latu looks to make something happen. Nice three-point shot there from Crosby. And unfortunately those shots haven't really been falling for them as they have for Waikato, who are shooting a very good percentage. As we see Jeremiah easy as you like to the rim. And a timeout. Waitakere also, after 16 minutes, have 13 turnovers, which is going to be a real issue for them. If they finish with around 30 turnovers, they don't really have a hope of catching up here. We're seeing some more ball movement from Waitakere now, some more player movement, and you'll see as a result the key has really opened up for them. Ledger Walker offering some help, but the key really opened up for them with that great ball movement set, and we really need more from that, more of that from the Waitakere team, as the Waitakere supporters are enjoying that play. But the lead is up to 29. Palava attacking from the inside. And great job forcing a turnover. Waitakere to get the ball back. And Waikato continuing with that full court press there. And really, Latu unfortunately turns it over, trying to make something happen again. Great off-ball cut, great kick out, and an unselfish kick on from Ledger Walker. Berry arguably should have shot that open three. That great ball movement and continued awareness when they don't have the ball to keep cutting is why Waikato has this large lead. Looking to run Polava free on a baseline set, and they end up with Smiler in the corner. Berry shoots it this time. Ropati gets the rebound, gets out and run. And you're starting to see the effects of Latu playing the entire game so far. Didn't manage to get over halfway for a long time. Ends up getting free, and again, she is trying to make everything happen for this Waitakere team with a great three-point shot there, which reduces the margin to 26 with 2.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Ledger Walker running their down screen set again, where both their bigs set down screens for their wings. Smiler, great job rejecting that on ball rather than using it going middle. She noticed that all the defense wasn't in the key. Not a lot of help side from Waitakere, and she drove to the hoop really nicely there. Seeing Latu with the ball again, trying to make something happen. Mid-range pull-up. Fortunately doesn't fall, but great hustle from Ropati to get that rebound. Ledger Walker on her now. And Tuala with the ball in the corner with an on-ball screen. Crosby gets it. Three-point shot, and unfortunately that doesn't go for her. And Waikato get the ball back. We see the re-entry of Rihanna Rangi Brown into the game for Waitakere now. Hopefully they can get some transition baskets going. And we see Alice not feeling the same heat she did in the first quarter, coming up with a miss there off that three-point shot. Ropati really pushing, and this is what Waitakere want to do. Unfortunately, that doesn't fall for her, and Ledger Walker out in transition now. Alice doing a great job running the lanes on the weak side. Palava doing a great job cutting to the ball, and unselfishly finds Alice, who did a great job running in transition. Ropati, excellent job pushing on the fast break. Good to see Waitakere still playing their game, still trying to lock them up defensively and get out and run. Rangi Brown and Latu in an on-ball screen now. Rangi Brown for her first three-point shot of the game, in and out. Latu fierce on the offensive rebounds. Ledger Walker matched up on Latu now. Latu moves the ball back to Rangi Brown. She goes inside, and a nice attack there from Ropati, but doesn't quite get the layup to fall, and things just aren't going Waitakere's way right now. As we see Ropati struggling to get back on defense, and a great unselfish play. Another assisted basket for Waikato through their good team play. Turnover from Waitakere, and we see three players behind the ball. Waitakere looking a bit tired, spirits perhaps a bit down, as two of their players don't get over halfway for that transition basket. Latu hands the ball off to Rangi Brown. Rangi Brown creating contact and drawing a foul on Berry there. Waikato still up 53-21. 14 seconds left. Waitakere will look to hold for one shot here. Prevent Waikato from getting a shot up. 5 seconds left. They get it to Latu. And a contested mid-range shot. Perhaps not what they wanted. Hopefully they can avoid Waikato getting a shot up with 2.6 seconds remaining. Ledger Walker with the half-court try. Hitting the backboard, not a bad effort. So we're half-time here in the Under-19 National Championships Women's Semi-Finals. Waikato 53, Waitakere West 21. And Waitakere start with the ball, and they're going to want to look to get some momentum here as much as possible early in the game. If they don't look to close this gap at some point now in this third quarter, it may be a little too late for them, with it being a 32-point game right now. Bringing Brown into the heart of the defense. That's a better look for them. Unfortunately doesn't fall, but Latu getting open in a one-on-one situation that close to the hoop is always good for them. We see Jeremiah now kick out to Berry. Inside to Palava, a nice up and under move, and she finishes that really nicely. Waikato continuing with their full court pressure as Latu palms it off to Rihanna Brown to bring it up. And Latu, quick three, and unfortunately does not fall for her. Ledger Walker kicking to Alice with Jeremiah getting to the high post. And you see Waikato running in sort of an X-cut motion in the key, where their two bigs switch as the ball moves side from side. Nice little pass to Jeremiah down low to Alice, and Alice draws a foul as a result of that. You see Alice hit the first. Misses the second. Ropati comes up with that rebound. And nice trap there from Waikato. Crosby on the baseline against Berry. And unfortunately the ball goes out of bounds. But a nice little attack there from Waitakere. And we'll see Waikato get the ball back here. Alice is going to bring it up. Alice comes off that Jeremiah screen, kicks it to the popping Jeremiah. And that's just great ball movement for an open three, and Jeremiah nails it. This Waikato team is rolling on all cylinders right now. And Coach Corbin's going to have to be really pleased coming into the final tomorrow against the winner of Canterbury and Taranaki. As Waitakere just can't get anything going, as Crosby hits front rim on that. Rihanna Rangi Brown, great job with the O-boards, misses. And Latu will finish inside. Berry taking it on Rangi Brown. A nice inside drop-off pass from Jeremiah to Palava. Ropati picks up her dribble, gets it to Rihanna Rangi Brown. Back to Ropati. Ropati driving on Alice and Jeremiah, and manages to draw a blocking foul there on Jeremiah. See Ropati at the line now. Much needed easy points to help close the margin for Waitakere. Jeremiah grabs that O-board. Great kick-ahead pass to Alice. Way to have your eyes up and recognise your numbers advantage and unselfishly throw a kick-ahead pass to generate 2 points for your team there. Great pass from Jeremiah. As Waikato opens up a 39-point lead now on Waitakere, as Latu, another early shot clock 3. And unfortunately for Waikato, Harriet Berry is called for a foul on that, giving Waitakere the ball back. Waitakere managed to find Latu on their inbounds play. She looks to make something happen. Nice little drive. Unfortunately for her, she can't finish. A nice kick-ahead pass, and the last possession it was Jeremiah. In this position, Jeremiah is the recipient of a nice kick-ahead pass, as Waitakere, it falls out of bounds for them, unfortunately. As we see Tuala into the game for Crosby. We're at a 41-point lead now for Waikato. And you'll think at some point now, Coach Corbin may start to utilise his bench, as a 41-point lead with 16 minutes left in a national semi-final is starting to look, the way the teams are playing, unassailable. As we see Alice drive to the lane and draw a foul, and that'll put her on the free throw line. And she's been a great shooter, not just from the floor, but also from the free throw line. So you wouldn't be surprised to see her knock these down, unless I've jinxed her. And she expectedly knocks both those down, extending Waikato's advantage to 43 points. Nice fast break from Waitakere there as Ropati dumps it off to her sister for the easy layup. Charlie Sledger-Walker, nice kick-ahead pass to Berry. Gets the ball up the floor quickly via the pass rather than the dribble. Good ball movement from Waikato. Multiple passes being strung together to receive a wide open shot. And despite the air ball from Berry, you can't argue with that position. As a coach, that could be all you wanted to ask for from your players, is to play unselfishly to generate a wide open shot. As we see Waitakere dump the ball into Latu. She's going to try and make something happen, and unfortunately the pass is a little errant to Tuala and the ball falls out of bounds there. See Ledger Walker using that screen, getting it to the popping Jeremiah. Swings it to Alice, and Alice will use that middle on-ball screen from Palava now. Crosses Rain Brown up. But in order to do that, she carried the ball, and Waitakere will get the ball back. As we see the entrance of Smiler now for Jeremiah. So Junior Tallfern, Kendall Jeremiah, will take her first break after 25 minutes of solid play for her. Waitakere have the ball with Rainey Brown on the wing. Get it up to Ropati. And Rangi Brown looks to make something happen and draws a foul. And Rangi Brown hits the second shot there, putting the lead at 39 points, sorry. It's 67-28 to Waikato. Rangi Brown called for a blocking foul there. Against Harriet Berry, unfortunately for her. And we see now for Waitakere the entry of Tuala as Ropati comes out. And Waikato into the horn set again for Alice, and she'll pop another three. Fortunately doesn't land for Ilatu. Grabs the rebound. Rangi Brown on the run, and this is what they like to do. Great defense from Ledger Walker. Held to ground, takes contact in the square of the chest. Excellent job. As we see Alice bring the ball up, going to use Palava's screen on the horn set. Ledger Walker, who's now playing the 4 spot, dives out of their horn set and unfortunately doesn't quite collect the ball, but the ball will be returned to Waikato. Rangi Brown with a full court pass, attempting to kick ahead to Tuala, who can't quite save it. Wasn't quite on the money. But at this point, with a 69-28 lead, why not try it? See Alice use Ledger Walker's screen in the horn set with Palava diving. Smiler tries to take Latu. Ledger Walker, nice kick out pass. And Smiler with a slightly off balance three. Manages to get the ball back for a mid-range shot, and this time she nails it. Bringing the score up to 71-28 for Waikato. Rangi Brown in transition. It's a good take from her. Unfortunately doesn't quite get the foul call she thought she deserved. Alice with a nice take, but doesn't manage to finish it in transition. Now Tuala's out and running. Kicks ahead to Ropati. Rangi Brown gets a mid-range shot out of that. And Alice comes up with the rebound. Nice kick ahead pass to Ledger Walker. And a nice little pass to Palava there. And the lead is now 45 points. See Ropati bringing it up against Alice's extended pressure. Rihanna Brown, and you see no player movement off the ball. Well, Rangi Brown has the ball at the top. And it's really been the story of the game. Unfortunately, their stagnant offense and a very contested shot taken at the end of the shot clock. And Waikato get the ball back. And Alice, after that loose ball, still ends up with it. Bit scrappy, but Alice maintains the ball, takes a contested jumper. Waikato gets the ball back and out to safety. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Ledger Walker has it. Uses a Palava screen, and she'll pull up. See Tuala with the ball now, controlling it out front for Waitakere. So we see Rihanna Rangi Brown use Mele Latu's screen. She drives to the hoop, no dice. And Waikato are going the other way now. Smiler, nice little drive there, takes Latu to the rack. And manages to draw some contact, so she'll take 2 free throws. Latu not staying in front like she was able to in the first half. She's normally a very good defender, but obviously seeing some of the effects of playing 28.5 minutes in a row. And misses the first there. See Waitakere moving the ball around at the top. They get it into Latu. She'll try and make something happen, but great defense. Latu almost manages to make a very tough shot fall for her. And we see a tough three-point shot there with the shot clock counting down. Rangi Brown pressuring the ball there. And there hasn't really been enough of that for Waitakere. Even though Rangi Brown was pressuring the ball, the other four Waitakere defenders were just standing and watching. Nice little kick ahead pass now. And Waikato safely just don't foul. And Rangi Brown ends up with a fast break. Shot there. Jeremiah back in the game and has an excellent reverse layup move there with 5 seconds remaining. Rangi Brown throws up a shot to end the quarter, and our final score after 3 quarters is 76-30. So Waikato with a 46-point lead now. And start of the action now in the 4th quarter. And our women's semi-final, turnover there for Waikato as Ropati hands the ball off to Rangi Brown. Lasu with the ball, kicks it out to Ropati. She decides to take that 3 and nails it. And the 3-point shots for Waitakere have been few and far between. But that is a good shot for them. 76-33 now with 9 minutes remaining in the game. Jeremiah with a tricky pass out to Heckard. And we end up with Alice with the ball on the perimeter, and she'll take that 3. And she has the green light from Coach Corbin to take any 3 she likes. As we see Ropati hand the ball off to her sister. Wide open down the bottom there, and Waikato obviously not communicating the way they have been all game. Little horn set there. Jeremiah diving. Hetek unfortunately loses the handle of the ball there. And Waitakere out and running, but unfortunately throw that ball away. As we see Smiler take a shot and nails it. Rangi Brown again, another penetrating pass into the key. Waikato's defense not quite what it was in the 1st quarter, but admittedly hard to maintain your standards in a game that's a blowout like this one. Bit scrappy, but Waikato out and running again. Nice little pass to Rangi Brown, and this is what they needed to do all game, but unfortunately might be too little too late here. With less than 8 minutes remaining now, it is still a 42-point game here. And Latu disrupts that Alice pass intended for Jeremiah. Rangi Brown unfortunately misses that layup, but she gets the rebound back. Teammates aren't really running with her, 1-on-4 there, but managed to get that layup. Coach Corbin there calling a timeout for Waikato, so it's a 42-point lead. Ball swings side to side from Alice. Unfortunately there, a little bit of a turnover. Scrappy, bodies on the floor in the middle. Alice gets that ball back. And with the score as it is, refs letting a lot of contact go, letting the players play. Up and down, Rangi Brown on the fast break now versus Smiler. Smiler holds the ground nicely, stays down, gets a nice block. Rangi Brown misses the follow-through shot after the rebound. And we're going the other way with Smiler. And Smiler nails that mid-range jumper, knocked down in transition. Waitakere struggling to get the ball in there, but eventually Latu finds Ropati. Ropati sees an open keyhole, drives through, but unfortunately cannot finish. Tough shot as Helpside came across to help. And ball is kicked out to Smiler. Alice with it at the top, and they rotate it nicely through to Jeffries. Seeing her first stanza in the game. And Ropati going by herself against Alice in transition. Unfortunately can't finish. And the ball ends up in Waikato's hands. Smiler with it on the three-point line. And we're seeing now the last 6 minutes of the game. It's quite a large drop in intensity. A lot of players not making it over halfway for both teams now, as the result is beyond question. As we see Rangi Brown pull up for three. And unfortunately that is not successful, as both teams will make their way up the floor slowly. Ball is swung side to side to Smiler, down into Hetek. Back to Smiler. Alice going to use a Polava screen. Drives right into the key. Tough shot. And Latu comes up with that rebound. Managed to draw some reaching contact there. And Waitakere will have the ball from the side. Back to the action now. Nice pass from Ropati to her sister, who had a nice cut into the key. And that off-ball movement is what Waitakere needed in that first quarter, as Smiler forces her way to the hoop and earns 2 free throws. And she knocks the first one down there. A little messy, and Waikato end up with the ball there. So we have 5 minutes to go in the semi-final. Result beyond doubt, Waikato 83, Waitakere West 41. And we've seen Hannah Riddle-Pelchin into the game now for Waikato. The bench getting some extended minutes here in this semi-final, as we see bodies on the floor. And a foul is called on the Waitakere player. Waikato will see the ball on the sideline. Smiler with a nice little drive into the lane and finishes that shot there to put her team up 85-41 with 4.5 minutes left in this semi-final. Waikato women's basketball has been on a big roll in the last few years. In all age groups, they've been reaching finals. Last year winning the under-17 national championship and finishing second in the under-15 national championships and the under-19 national championship. Year before that, they won all three, under-15, under-17, under-19 national championships. And they're on their way back to another final here, led by their junior tall firm pair, Charlize Ledger-Walker and Kendall Jeremiah. And we've got another exciting semi-final up next between Canterbury and Taranaki to see who will earn the right to play in the final against this Waikato team, who have proven to be so strong today in this semi-final against Waitakere West Auckland. See a turnover there from Latu, who has played every single minute of this match. And Rangi Brown with an errant pass there, so Alice ends up with it going the other way. And in frustration, she reaches. Waikato will take the ball on the side. Referee hands the ball to Waikato. So Alice with the ball at the top, swings it across to number 6, Misha Ross. We're seeing her first stint in the game now as well. Errant pass sees Crosby with the ball now. As she controls the ball, hands it off to Ropati, who sees an open lane. Nice little drive for a layup. Bit of a messy situation there, and we see Waikato with the ball on the baseline now. As Misha Ross looks to take it. Alice will take it out of bounds. Crowded stack of an inbound pass. Managed to find Hetek in the corner, who relieves pressure by dribbling to the top. Alice gets the ball back. And Alice pulls up, can't make it though, and Waitakere take the ball. Waitakere earn a foul in that trip, and they will go to the line shooting 2 here. Misses the first shot there. Now we see Alice bringing the ball up. And she tries to thread the needle there. Great job having her eyes up to Riddle Pelchin. Unfortunately doesn't handle the pass. As we see number 4, Kirsten Rawson into the game now for Waikato for her first stint. Errant pass there from Misha Ross, but Waikato end up with the ball again. Nice little dump-off pass, unfortunately too hot to handle for Hetek, and Waikato turn it over, so Waitakere will get the ball back. As we see multiple substitutions for Waitakere. Last minute 46 of this game now. And nice little drive there, and a nice layup from Langy Brown. And a messy play leads to a turnover. But Waikato get it back quickly. Alice dumps it off to Rawson, but Alice gets it back, swings it across to Ross. And Hetek with a nice looking jumper, and that's a very good shot. As we see Waitakere bring the ball up, nice little drive all the way into the key. Nice finish there. Langy Brown pressuring the ball, almost generates a turnover, but Waikato will get it back out of bounds. Nice offensive rebound there from Riddle Pelchin. As Rawson tries to swing the ball, but it's intercepted by Ropati. She takes it down the other end for a layup to close the gap to 38. Another turnover there from Waikato. Langi Brown will get the layup. And we see the last 20 seconds there as the ticks wind off the clock on this women's semi-final at North Shore Event Centre. And another fast break layup to finish the game off. 10th of a second remains on the clock. And there it is, that's it. Score is now official. Waikato, for the umpteenth consecutive year, will enter a final in the Women's National Championship competition with a comprehensive 87-53 victory over Waitakere West.